My name is Malachi Allen, and I just experienced something today that nobody should ever witness. I'm still a bit shaken up by it, so I do apologize. And by the way, I'm not here to play the victim, just here to spread awareness. But today, I had an older white guy come up to me and pull out a knife on me and threaten to shoot me with a shotgun while calling me the N-word. I just want to say that racism is not right, no matter your ethnicity or what generation you're from. This was honestly a scary experience for me. A police report has been filed and charges will be pressed against the person. And I just hope that justice is served.
Well. I gotta tell you, watching that young man, I had tears in my eyes. Now, not that it should matter, but I just went to his TikTok page to see how often and what kind of stuff he posts. He doesn't post very often. And the things that he does post is very funny, uplifting, kind of silly, kind of, you know, par for the course for the young people today. So, what made me tune into him is that he looks a lot like one of my nephews, actually, a couple of them. Okay. I don't know where Bowling Green is. I think that that's where he was posted from. But what frustrates me is when people try to say that there is no racism in America. And when they say that black people are more racist. Now, what I will contend, we may be prejudiced, but again, far as racism is concerned, you have to have power to discriminate and or oppress. Last I checked, black folk ain't got that kind of power. Because some people gonna make sure we don't have it. But I digress. So we may be prejudiced, that's for sure. And there are prejudices, everyone has prejudices and biases. But this particular story reminded me of a story that my uncle, who is going to be 78 years old, told me a few years ago. Now, born and raised in California, but when he joined the Army during the Vietnam era, he was stationed, I believe, in Kentucky. So, as he was walking down the street, a Caucasian gentleman asked him what time it was. So, my uncle looks at his watch and tells him what time it was. Before my uncle knew it, the man snatched his watch off and I think pushed him or hit him and said, Nigger, what are you doing with that kind of watch? And why didn't you cross to the other side of the street when you saw me coming? Well, because my uncle didn't know, because again, he didn't grow up in that type of environment. When assaulted, he defended himself. Next thing he knows, a mob of white folk, men type, chased him all the way back to the base. And guess what? They had to get my uncle out of there and they reassigned him, I think, to Fort Ord. Now, the reason for this story is when people try to tell me with a straight face that they don't like when they have movies like Sinners that, talk about times past and all these other kinds of things because we're in 2025 now. Well, you see what's still happening in 2025. Because I'm going to say to you, and I mean, racism, you're not born with it. It's taught. Now, before you come over here and talk about I'm racist and I'm prejudiced, try again. Try again. I have friends and family members that are of all races. But I'm going to call it like it TIE is. Now, like I said, yes, black people, we prejudice just about like anybody. We are. I'm not going to even make excuses for it. But far as racist, we ain't got that kind of power. And what upset me is that this young man, he looks like he might be in his early 20s, is the same age that my uncle described his situation over 50 years ago. So that's why, like I said, you ain't gonna get no rise out of me calling me the N-word. Because I'm gonna say your mama. And then I'm gonna hurl a few creative ones myself. But please understand, things are different. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with you. Now hold on a minute. How about I just looked up all ingredients in Kentucky? Imagine that.